Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Torchlight 3 video, I want to talk about my first day impressions of Torchlight 3. It has left early access on October 6th. We'll be fully releasing on consoles and all the other platforms on October 13th, which will also come with a price increase up to $39.99. So if you know for a fact you're going to get the game on Steam, now's the time. If you wait until the 13th, the price will go up by $10. But I wanted to share just my day one impressions. I haven't played for about 2 months, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about my journey and my experience. I played most of the day and really enjoyed my time. Torchlight 3 has been a game that we've been following for well over a year now. It has seen many changes from the MMO vision into the shared world action RPG that it is today. And I can say after a 2-month break, it is great to be back. I smiled almost the entire time I played the game. I don't know if it's just because I miss Torchlight 3 so much or what it is exactly. I definitely have noticed an increase in quality. A lot of bugs have been fixed as well. There are still a few lingering that are very minor, and none of the bugs really interrupted my gameplay. They were not game breaking really whatsoever. They were simple little UI glitches and things. One major thing that does need to be fixed is the Railmaster's torque swing ability. It is cast when you're at your cursor. So what that means is if your cursor is at ranged, your character is going to infinitely run and will not cast the skill. I have reported this bug. Hopefully we can see this fixed. It's really annoying because in order to actually cast the skill, you have to have the cursor on your character. So I'll just wait and hopefully they fix it. Other than that, though, I really don't have many complaints. I made a Railmaster, as you can gather, as I just mentioned that. And I also went with the Flaming Destroyer relic. I had looked into the relics during the last beta update. Didn't really deep dive into it because I just was kind of getting sick of the game and just wanted to wait. So I shelved it for 2 months, knowing that I was going to be a Flaming Destroyer Railmaster. Kind of going burning, exploding, AoE damage, whatever it is. I plan to do a Railmaster with all of the relics, but for now, let's just chat a little bit about my time and my experience with this specific build that I'm working on. So if you didn't know, in Torchlight 3, you have 70 skill points that you can use total, and that's once you've reached level 60, you'll have 70 skill points. This is really going to make it difficult to decide where to spend these. So I decided to put the majority of my points into the Flaming Destroyer skill tree, because the Flaming Pillar really looked awesome and sounded really cool. And I'm glad I did, because the thing just freaking nukes mobs. It's also a really lazy skill to use. You just push the button once you have 50 relic power, and it just homes in on enemies and just channels on them and melts them. Like, it's just really easy to use while you're doing your other stuff. On top of it, you have your train following you around, blowing you up. So I decided to put a few points into the train. Not a lot. I just wanted to have at least the lead car, the shield car, and the flamethrower once I hit level 20. But while I was leveling up to 20, I ended up using the mortar car instead, just for the damage and a little bit of boost. Because Railmaster, if you don't know, has the endurance type system that once you have a full 5 endurance charges, when you use a skill, it'll have a special effect. And if you use the mortar skill, it just bombards them with chain mortars for a few seconds, and it just feels really good to use. But as soon as I hit 20, picked out flamethrower, train car, I mean, there's no going back to mortar. Even though the tier 2 does offer a 10% cooldown reduction. I know I'm freaking nerding out, man, but that's what I love about Torchlight 3, is it's just like a tunnel of builds and stats and options. This is what I've really missed about the game and why I'm happy to be back. The last thing I really want to comment on is the finishing move for the Flaming Destroyer. It unlocks at level 20, and the way all the relics work in the game is you have relic energy that you gained while you're in combat. You can increase this on the skill tree through passives. You can also find it on gear with certain affixes. It seems to be a bit rare, but once you have so much relic energy, you can spend it. So for the Flaming Pillar skill that I referenced, that cost 50 relic power to cast one time. You can have up to 100 of this relic energy, and that is a full energy meter. So full energy, you can cast it twice. Makes sense. But once you hit level 20, you unlock this finishing move that is like an ultra combo type deal. Like, just basically once you've spent 200 relic energy total, you can then cast this finishing move. And this one shoots down flaming swords, does something like 900% more weapon damage. And when you get to the tier 3, bonus it does even more. I was really pumped by reading the stat sheet and the skill tree. I was so pumped to hit level 20 and get this relic skill. Not going to lie, the first time I used it, I was kind of like, what the heck? You know, because I was so used to the flaming pillar kind of doing its own thing. But with this spender, you have to actually be within range of the mobs. It drops down around your character. So if you're at ranged and you use it, you're going to miss everything. And that's what happened to me. But after I learned that, I then was able to plan to use my shield car, get that damage reduction, go on top of the elite, boss, monster, whatever it is I'm fighting, and drop that finishing move. Making sure that I do use my dynamite before for the damage vulnerability buff for 20% more damage. Anyway, I could go on and on and on. This is just my day one impressions, and being back, just thinking about all these skills and how to really min-max my build has just really made me happy. And I just wanted to talk about it in this vlog video, I guess. It's not really a guide or anything like that. I just wanted to talk about what's going on in my head before I go and head off to sleep, I guess. I hope that someone out there enjoyed this video, and just a reminder, if you're thinking about picking up the game, do it before the 13th, before the price increases. Also keep in mind, it's still, yes, it's out of early access, but I feel like it's still very early in its life cycle. I'm leaving all of my critiques and thoughts about endgame until I get there in this version of the game. So it's just too early for me to really talk about that right now. Early impressions. The game is a real fun time. The relic changes feel super fun and super flashy, and they just feel rewarding to use. My main concern with that, though, is a lot of your skill points I feel like are going to go into that relic tree, and then you're going to be kind of skimped out on your class skill trees. But again, it's too early to really talk about endgame builds. I'm going to push on. We're going to get to level cap, do a load of min-maxing, push as far as we can in the challenge dungeon. And I am excited for Torchlight 3. I hope you are too. If you enjoyed this video and all the content on the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with all your friends. Your support means the world to me. Please feel free to check out our links below for our Discord, Twitter, Twitch, all that fun stuff. You guys are awesome. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.